welcome to another TenTastic video. Today we want to talk about 10 unbelievable facts about ancient Egypt. So sit back and enjoy the show. When I say ancient Egypt, it comes to your mind the pyramids, pharaohs, mummies, and tombs. But what else do you know? What about some of the crazy things they did, you were never taught about in school or never heard about in the documentaries? If you want to discover more mysteries that surround Egyptian civilization, then you came to the right place. We represent the top 10 fresh TenTastic facts you may hear for the first time today. For our 10th place we have, trained monkeys would attack thieves. If you got caught breaking the law in ancient Egypt, you might get attacked by a monkey on your face. It was a surprising obstacle. Preventing the crime before being committed during ancient times was crucial. Ancient Egypt had a strict police force used as guards around cities and tombs and markets, to make sure nobody could take a chance to steal or break the rules. In one servant's tomb, there's a picture of a monkey getting the job done. The image depicts a thief at a market trying to run away, only to have an attacking monkey on a chain tackle his legs, dragging him on the ground and keeping him in place till help arrives. Number 9. The Night of the Teardrop. Have you heard the story of the goddess Isis and her husband, Osiris? Probably not. According to Egyptian mythology, Seth, the brother of Isis, murdered Osiris by misleading him into getting into a box. Seth sealed the box and threw it into the Nile River. The goddess Isis, the wife of Osiris, then used her magic to bring Osiris back to life. Isis became pregnant within hours, and Osiris died once again. Isis buried Osiris in the desert. However, Seth discovered Osiris's body and was furious that he tore the corpse to pieces, scattering them throughout Egypt. The goddess painstakingly gathered all the body parts and reassembled them for burial. Isis cried a lot for the loss of her husband. Thus, her tears made the Nile overflow each year. They celebrated the flood with a festival called the Night of the Teardrop. False doors is on our 8th place. If you ever go to ancient Egypt's mortuary temples and tombs, you will see strange door paintings and carvings. The doors are called false doors, or ka doors. False doors are artistic representations of doors that do not function like real doors. Ancient Egyptians believed that the false door allowed the soul to pass through them, using a threshold between the world of mortals, deceased and spirits. In addition, the false doors are associated with a chapel known as the hearing ear. These chapels enabled those outside the temple to talk directly with the god who could listen to them through the hearing ear. The false door decorations often included a curse to those who would harm the deceased, and a blessing to those who made offerings. The tomb usually contained 2 false doors, one for the owner of the tomb and the other for his wife. Whenever you re-encounter these doors, don't be surprised. Did you know what pyramids originally looked like? We'll tell you. Next time you visit the Great Pyramid of Giza, you should remember that you do not see the monument as it originally appeared. The pyramid may look unchanged by time, but it was once even more striking. So what was the original appearance of the Great Pyramid? Fantastic! The Great Pyramids of Giza, which today has a somewhat jagged appearance, at the time of its construction, was hidden by a smooth layer of well-polished white casting limestone blocks. The layer concealed the pyramid's core and gave its surface a perfect, sloping, smooth finish, gleaming white in the sunlight. A rampway to heaven, rather than a stairway. Initially, when the sun struck the casing, it shone like diamonds and was visible many miles away. Did you ever hear something about the hidden face of Nefertiti? The beauty of the iconic Nefertiti bust may only be skin deep. A team led by Dr. Alexander Huppertz revealed using a CT scan a detailed stone carving of another hidden face of Nefertiti beneath its painted stucco exterior of the famous Nefertiti bust. In addition, the scan revealed an enhanced height of cheekbones, creases at the stone carving of her face near the mouth corners, and a bump on the nose that does not appear in the stucco version. As a result, she earned a reputation as the beauty of the Nile, according to a Tuesday study published in the monthly journal Radiology. Did Tutankhamun's trumpets summon war or entertain 150 million listeners? Tutankhamun's grave included musical instruments, 1 pair of ivory clappers, 2 sistra, like rattles, and 2 trumpets. His trumpets are more appropriately classified as military equipment. However, his clappers and sistra had a ritual purpose. On April 16, 1939, BBC Live radio broadcast played the two trumpets from the Cairo Museum, which reached an estimated 150 million listeners. Some have claimed that the trumpets have the power to summon war, while others have suggested that it was the 1939 broadcast that caused Britain to enter the Second World War. Place number 4. The mummy wrapped in a foreign book. In 1848, a man bought an ancient Egyptian mummy from a shopkeeper in Alexandria. He put it on display as a decoration for years, not realizing how strange an artifact he would find. After peeling off the mummy's bandages, a few decades later, scientists discovered something bizarre. The mummy had been covered in pages of a book not written in Egyptian, but in Etruscan, the language of an ancient civilization once lived in modern-day Italy. It is a language not very well known today. There are still many questions left unanswered. However, for one thing, we still do not know what the text says. After all, no one knows who wrapped the Etruscan book around a mummy in Egypt. Was the mummy Etruscan? If so, why was she located in Egypt? Moreover, what did she put in her final message to the world? Third place already. The mysterious Dendera Light. On one of the temple walls in Dendera, in Egypt, an extraordinary image was discovered, showing a snake in a big ball of fire flying out of a lotus flower, held up by a pillar with human arms. Unbelievably, it looks precisely like a model of a Crookes tube, a type of the early light bulb invented in the 19th century. Strange enough, the room that displays the Dendera Light is the only room in the whole temple, which did not have fire-burning lamps. Archaeologists have identified residue that shows Egyptians burned lamps in every other part of the building except for this one. So if the room was pitch black, why did they bother putting such an obscure image on the wall? The second place is the Lost Labyrinth of Egypt. Have you ever wondered if the pyramids were the only massive buildings built, or is there even more to discover? Shockingly, yes. There was a massive labyrinth in Egypt, thousands of years ago, that surpassed even the pyramids. It was a massive building, 2 stories tall. Inside, there were an unbelievable thousands of different rooms, connected through a twisting maze of extremely complicated halls, that no one could find the exit without a guide. In 2008, thanks to a team of geo-radar specialists who discovered an underground labyrinth just like the one ancient writers described. Unfortunately, nobody has ever set foot inside. We are waiting for a genius who will make it into the labyrinth, but we will not know for sure when and how. And last but not least, our first place. American drugs and Egyptian mummies? You may be surprised to find out that ancient Egyptians had reached the modern world thousands of years before Columbus. It all started in 1972, when Dr. Lescott and a team of scientists in Paris discovered fiber fragments of tobacco within the bandages of Pharaoh Ramses II. Fast forward to the 1990s. German scientist, Svetla Balabanova, later discovered traces of cocaine, hashish, and nicotine in the bones, soft tissue, and hair of the Egyptian mummies, ruling out the possibility of external contamination. The tobacco plant is only found natively in South American countries, so how could ancient Egyptians use such substances so many centuries before Columbus' famous voyage to the continent in 1492? Do you know any other TenTastic facts about ancient Egypt? Tell us in the comments section below. Also, make sure to check out our other videos. If you enjoyed this video and want to know other TenTastic facts, don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe for more awesome content.